Oh, that's better. You can see me. Okay, welcome. My name is Michele and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stamping Up here in New South Wales, Australia. Thanks for joining me today. Um, I'm hoping we're going to have a bit of fun with this one. It's we're going to play with the Merriest Trees from the new mini catalogue. I haven't played with this one as yet, and I've just done some basic cutting. I haven't actually cut any of the stamped anything or die cut anything as yet. Um, I pulled out a few colours that I'm interested in. So I'm going to flip this camera over. Now, before I actually do that, please jump on, say hello. If you haven't been on here before, let me know who you are, where you're from, because I love saying hello to new people. So, and old people as well, people have been coming for the last few months as well. It's always great seeing everybody. So, hi, Deborah, how are you? So, anyway, let's get this camera down and let's get started. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the Merriest Trees stamp set. So, this is a stamp set from the new mini catalogue. Hi, Glenda, how are you? It is a bundle. So, in the bundle, you get the stamps and you get the dies. I've sort of put all my dies here into a paint palette because it's just my way of being able to see what I've got without losing anything, and hopefully there's a lot of little bits in this, so when we die cut them. Okay, sorry about that. Let me just adjust this. My internet here has been mucking up a little bit lately, so we've just dropped out. So please let me know if you can still hear me, because I've had to turn the sound on my tablet on. And let's find out what's going on here. So bear with me 1 second as I reconnect my phone. Okay. Here we go. Let's see if we can bring this up. And hopefully we won't have this problem happening again. Okay. Okay, then we're back. Back on solid. Okay. And great. I'm glad you can hear me. Sorry about that. Hopefully we won't have any more issues. Fingers crossed. Okay. So I have got a paint tray here I bought from our local $2 shop, which here in Australia is a reject shop. Bought this a few years ago, so I don't know whether they've still got it or not, but you can buy something like this through most crafts shops and so forth. It does come with a second tray, which also can be used as a lid. So if you're doing something over a few days or something like that and doing lots of die cutting, lots of little bits and pieces, really works out really, really handy having something like this. Now, let me show you what I've got here. I'll just remove all of that. I know this is probably a little bit big for my screen, but this is I ordered some boxes. I do hand embroidered little brooches that I sell on Etsy, as well as a few cards. And I ordered some boxes so I could post them out to people. Problem was, when I ordered them, oh, you can still get that paint tray. That's great. Great to know. Sometimes I think I need a second one because I lose the first one. But anyway, I managed to find it all the other day. Getting back to this box here, I ordered some boxes and my boxes came in too big. So I have got 20 boxes of about this size. It's not so much the size of the top piece, it's the depth of my box. And I've been thinking, what am I going to do with them? I've got about 20 of them. So I went, as some of you may already know, I went to Goulburn yesterday to visit a friend who might be popping on here. She usually comes up, Linny. We went and had a cup of coffee and some brunch together and had a lovely chat. And while I was there waiting for her, I went and had a look at a particular shop, and I haven't even started my Christmas shopping yet, but I have now. I came across some little bits and pieces to put together for Christmas presents. Now, where I'm heading with this, for Christmases over the last few years, I mean, I love giving gifts. I love Christmas. I love giving presents. I love getting presents. I love tearing paper off. I was one of those parents who would be up at 5 o'clock in the morning on Christmas morning waiting for the kids to wake up. So then I was there ready with my camera to take photos of them as they were pulling everything out of their stockings. And now the kids have all grown up and left home. I'm really missing that. So what I tend to do when I'm giving gifts, particularly to my family, like my parents or my sister and brother-in-law and my children, I find different ways to decorate or give each year. I'm not one to go out and buy lots of gift cards because I don't enjoy that. It's flat. It's got no depth to it. It's got no interest for me. Yeah, they might like it because they can go and pick whatever they want, but I really enjoy searching for presents, and I usually will choose things that it could be local produce from my area. It could be something I've picked up from the markets. It could be all sorts of things. So then what I do is I try to wrap them in an interesting way. I've done them in brown paper bags. I've done them in brown paper wrapping paper with tartan ribbon, with string, with great big Larry tags on them. One year I bought my sister and my mother a pair of slip-on slippers, and I saw this on Pinterest. And then what you do is you get your slippers and you put both of them together, and then you fill the pockets, the slippers, with all sorts of things. So I filled them with shower caps, hand gel, soaps. I just went to town and just filled it. And my mum always says you have the most interesting ways to give gifts. So guess what's going in these boxes? I'm going to fill these boxes. Now, I've done it before in previous years where I've gone to the reject shop and I've bought a shoebox, a Christmas style shoebox. Hi, Joan, how are you? And that way I don't need to decorate it. The box is already there. And then I filled those boxes. I filled them with all sorts of things for my boys. I filled them with towels, bath towels when they first moved out of home. Filled them with coffee. Got jars and filled with lollies and put them in there. I've done all that sort of thing. So it's like what you would do with a stocking, buying lots of different gifts, stocking stuffers and all that sort of thing, and you're filling up a container. Hi, Rose. Thanks for joining. So I've decided with all these boxes, and as I said, I've got 20 of them. Not that I've got 20 people to give gifts to, but I'm going to fill some of these boxes now just to show you, and I hope no one from my family are watching. I've already purchased some lovely smelly soap, and I tell you, it is smelly because my room is starting to smell like this soap. I've got some soap, and I've got a reusable tote bag, and then I'm just going to fill it with all sorts of things. You could do things like putting coffee mugs in here, and then you can fill it with, if you can't work out what else to get, so you're filling every nook and cranny, get some shredded paper, put it in there. My kids have done it where they gave their grandmother a coffee mug for Christmas and then filled the box up with eclairs. So there was just chocolate everywhere. And my mum said that was one of the best gifts that she'd ever had. So, but then that was from a grandchild. So that's the way I'm heading this year. So what I'm going to do is I've decided, instead of wrapping each box up in wrapping paper, I'm going to decorate each box. So this is going to be my first box that I'm decorating. So I hope that gives you a bit of an idea of what you can do for Christmas, something that's a bit different. If you're always looking for ideas, I'm always looking for things. When the kids were little, the presents were big and not that expensive. Now they're all adults. The presents are smaller and the price tags are bigger. Who can tell? It's all swapping over. So this is my box. Now I've measured the top of my box. My top of my box measures 22.2 centimeters this way and 16.5 this way. So what I've done so far, I've got a piece of mossy meadow and I've cut that down. I'm going to make that my right side. And I've cut this piece down to 20.7 by 15. So it's about 1.5 centimeters smaller in this direction and in that direction. I've then got a piece of real red, which is going to go next on top. And I've cut that down to 19.7 by 14 centimeters. So that one I've taken down a centimeter. I mean, I was thinking you could decorate all sides of your boxes, but I'm playing on the fact that the boxes are white, okay? So now I've got a piece of gold foil. Now, I don't use a lot of gold, so I'm quite happy to use this. It is a retired product, but I'm trying to use it up. Yeah, your boxes from your kits are a good one for that too. But this is just something I had ordered in the wrong size, and now I've got stacks of them. So I'm trying to work out ways I can use them up and get rid of them out of my house. And then I've got a piece of Whisper White, which is going on the top. So my gold foil is 18.2 by 12.5. And then my basic white, not Whisper White, sorry, basic white is 17.7 by 12. So that's the piece, what we're going to do here, and we're going to decorate this piece. So we're going to decorate it with the Merriest trees. As I said, I've picked out a few colours. Like I've already picked the Mossy Meadow and I've got the Real Red. I'm also going to be using maybe some Old Olive. And what I thought we'd do, instead of stamping the tree, I'm going to die cut it in the different layers, because with this stamp here, you can cut out the whole tree. So this is smaller than the actual stamp. So that will cut out the whole tree. Or you can cut out the portions. So you've got, or it can be a smaller tree. So you could do lots of different trees at different sizes, or where they've got those all layered, because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and this would be your bottom layer. So what I thought I'd do is cut them all of those out, and we'll layer it all up. And then you've got lots of little pieces here. I originally bought this stamp set because I wanted the tag. It's such a nice big tag, and it had this lovely piece on here. We may even put a tag on there yet. We'll see how we go. So I'm just going to pop that to one side. But you've got this base piece here for the bottom of your tree, which we're going to use. You've got this piece here, which we're going to cut out in that gold foil for some decoration type pieces to go on the tree. These little pieces here, cut out the gifts and the stamps. You've got, this is if you use one of those other tree pieces as a tree, that's like a cut out one of the stumps, make it smaller, but you could even make that into a small tag if you wanted to. And then you've got a couple of bows to go on your gifts. We've got a whole stack of these little pieces here, which cut out like sparkly stars. I'm not quite sure what you'd call it. We're going to cut some of those out. May put some diamantes or something in the middle of it. We're going to go mad with this today. We've got some different stars here because we need a star at the top of our tree. And we've got 3 dies here which cut out, whoops, these 3 Christmas decorations here. So we're going to stamp those in 3 different colours and do quite a few of them as well. So let's get started, because this could take a little while. So I hope you've got a good drink with you and lots of patience with me. Okay then. So let's get rid of this box for the moment. Pop it over here in my lovely mess, which is sort of piling up. I think I need to clean up this weekend. I've got my mini cut and emboss, and let's get our tree colours. So at the moment I'm looking at Mossy Meadow, Old Olive. Now we'll do our largest tree in the Mossy Meadow. We'll do the next tree down in our Old Olive. So let me just grab a piece out of here. So we can do another tree down in Old Olive. I'll cut these down so I can fit these in the mini cut and emboss. Then we could do one of that one, one of that one, one of that one, one of that one, and then top it off with that one. How does that sound? Now, that should hopefully go through our mini cut and emboss. That will fit on the bottom there. Actually, that will fit. Let's see if we can get this fitting. That will fit there. That piece will go there. Can I fit this one in there? Yes, I can. Okay, so let's start with that one. Now, please, if you have any ideas of how we can do this or how I can put this together, jump on and let me know. I'm not going to promise I'm going to go with every idea, but I am prepared to look at it and go yay or nay. Okay, so let's just take these, pop these on here. I'm hoping to decorate each box differently, so I may not use the same set twice. I've got 4 boys, so I need to at least do 4 boxes. One boy has a girlfriend, and they will share a box because they're now living together. They're set up their first home together, which is lovely. So I'll do a box for them together. I'll do a box for my parents together, and I will do a box for my sister and brother-in-law together. So that's what 6 boxes I've got to do all together, and I want to do them all differently. So it's going to be fun to see what I can come up with. So we've got that tree. Let's pop all these up here so I don't lose them. Those pieces. Move those right out of the road. Now, this doesn't look any good with these 2 colours. Now, I do need to cut this down a bit. We'll go with the whole lot in the mossy meadow. So I'm just cutting this down so it can fit into my die cut machine. Now think about colours that we can stamp the presents in. I'm sort of looking at Azure Afternoon at the moment, and I've got sorry, Parakeet Party. I want bright colours. Yeah, you could do a patchwork tree. Okay. So let's put our tree together and let's have a look. Start with that. Do you have favourite things that you hang on your Christmas tree? We do in my household. Over the years, I've tried to buy a different Christmas ornament. I haven't done it the last few years, but when my boys were little, I had a different Christmas ornament went on the tree each year, so I added a new one each year. But also, our Christmas decorations are the ones that my husband's family had, because he's an only child. So anyway, that's what our tree is going to look like, and I think that's going to look pretty good on that, because it's going to fill up quite a big area. So let's just pop that tree together. Now, should we put If I use dimensionals to pop that tree together, it's going to go in height upwards. Or should we glue it all down flat? Because it's already got a little bit of height there. Or I could glue it down and just have the height in the bottom piece. That's a good question. Which way could we go? Or we could do those two pieces glued together, those two pieces glued together, and have a little bit of dimensional. We might do that, I think. So I'm going to glue with liquid glue these two pieces together. Now, I do want to get rid of this piece underneath because I don't want to have stuff all over that. Well, just coming backwards and forwards referring to that. So I'm going to glue these two together. Now, remember, if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Australia and you are looking for one, you can always contact me. You can order all these products now on my online store, which is at michele.stampingup.net, and just make me your demonstrator, but that's only if you live here in Australia and you don't already have a demonstrator. So I'm going to glue these two together. Now I was thinking of putting that on a little bit of height, just so we're not going up too high, and maybe that is a little bit more height as well. So if we pop a couple of dimensionals on the back of this one, because the actual tree, the whole tree completed, will go on dimensionals, so we can tuck gifts underneath it and so forth. Oops, should put the lid on that, otherwise that will dry out. So that one can sit top like that. And then we'll put another couple of dimensionals on this one. Because this is not going into the post, so I can really build it up if I wanted to. Turn this on its side so it's easier. Okay. So there's our tree. So it's got a little bit of height there. Don't know whether you can see that. And now we need to die cut our piece to go on the bottom of our tree. So let's pop our tree to one side. I'm going to pop him over there. And I thought I might use pecan pie, because I didn't want a chocolate brown. Well, I don't think I want a chocolate brown. Got a pecan pie tree base. Just cut. There's that scrap there. This is a great way of using up all those little pieces that you've collected. I suppose another thing you're doing, if you know you're going to be doing a few of this sort of thing and you're going to have them all the same, you could just spend a day just die cutting and stamping all these little bits and pieces, so then they're all ready for you when you want to put them all together. that in there. So there's our piece to go underneath the tree. And I don't know whether you can see that. A bit of shadowing. Let me just, I might just bring this other light in. Tell me if it rolls though, if you're getting a lot of rolling. I haven't been using this light because it's sort of, is that okay? Let me know. Okay, so I don't know whether you can see that, but there's just like a little indentation of like a woven type of piece under the tree. So that's going to go under there like that. Okay, so we might as well just glue that on there now. Or actually, I might leave that because we might just slip that on underneath because I am going to pop that tree on dimensionals. So that might sit up off. So it's a different height to that piece. Okay, so we've got those two pieces cut. What else do we need? We need to do a little bit of stamping, I think. So we need to stamp some of these gifts. So let me just grab some blocks. Not quite sure what size we'll need, so let's just grab out a few. Never have too many blocks. And let's see what we can use in here. So we've got that one. That one. Don't worry, we'll move some of these to some of these smaller blocks. Now that's 3 little Christmas decorations. Another tiny weeny little block there. What else do we have here? Do I have another smaller block? Yes. Because we've got a couple of bows. Now they may have to go on 2 different blocks, but I'll pop them there for the moment. So let's start with that. And let me have a look, see if I've got some really small scraps of, get rid of some of these little scrappy pieces. I try not to keep pieces, except for in basic white, in some of these smaller sizes, because they can always be used for sentiments and things like that. But I don't keep them in the big colours so much. So there's just a whole stack of little scrappy pieces. So let's see. Okay. Now, what colours are we going to do some of these presents? So this is Azure Afternoon. Now that worked out quite well, considering I didn't have a foam mat underneath that, but I do have lots of padding. Remember, with photopolymer, we do need to use that foam mat. Okay, so we've got that one. What other colour? It's starting to flicker. Okay, let me just switch that off. Is it better with it on or off? I'm getting a lot of shadowing. Let me see if I can turn this up. I might not even have that up bright enough. I've got a new light, which I can have. I'll show you. You can go down different degrees. So let's take it up to the brightest. I can also have it on a timer. It's quite a clever one. My husband bought it for me. I've got 2 of them. Because when I do my classes, everything ends up seeming so dark, especially in winter. Okay, so Afternoon Azure. Berry burst. Okay, let's do a berry burst. Let me see if I can grab my berry burst, but that's right here in front of me. Okay, so let's do this one in berry burst. What we can also do is clean that one off. Grab another piece of scrap and I've got the parakeet party. It's a little present, isn't it? We could do one of these also in parakeet party. Now we don't need to use all of these. Any other colours? Sweet sorbet. Okay. Let me see. Sweet sorbet, where is that? There it is. It's always a juggling match. I use a ruler because they're too far away. I have to slip my ruler and I bring it to me like that. The little hack that I use. Okay then, so sweet sorbet. Any other colours, or have we got enough colours, do you think? Because we are going to intermix all of this. That's why I'm sort of doing one in each colour. So I've got, or two in the, well, yeah, one in each colour. Then we can sort of move things around, work out what we want to use, what we don't want to use. So we can do that one in sweet sorbet. So, and then I've got that little dotty one. And I need to do a few more in the afternoon azure. Do we need to do a few more in the berry burst? Going to use up some of those scraps. That's good. Now, of course, too, you don't have to, you could stamp these directly onto your background, but I just want to have lots of depth and die cut them all because, hey, die cutting is fun sometimes. Okay. So we've got our gifts. Now we've got some bows. So let me just move some of these around. going to make it really fiddly, isn't it? Putting bows. Now, what colour do we want to do our bows in? Lemon lime twist. Yeah. What about daffodil delight or crushed curry? Wild wheat. Well, let's grab the lemon lime twist and start with that one. Is that for the bows, Deborah? Real red. Well, yeah. Okay, so do we want the presents in the real red? Okay, gorgeous grape. Oh, we're going to have lots of gifts underneath this tree. Okay, let me find my gorgeous grape. There it is there. So are these for bows or for gifts? I'm actually going to make this a lot easier for myself. Pop that one there. That one there. For the gifts, Deborah. So, Deborah, you're wanting lemon lime twist in. So, are we going to worry about the bows or not? Should have thought about this earlier. Put it all on one stamp. Whoops, did you do that one again? That's better. Okay, I'm going to leave the real red in the gifts because I want to put some of these colours also into the Christmas decorations to go on the tree. So let's leave the gifts for a minute. I'm going to think about the bows because they're tiny. And let's think about. Okay, so this is our decorations to go on the trees. So we could have Daffodil Delight. I've got real red here in front of me. So that's Daffodil Delight. What other colour could we put in decorations? So we could go Orchid Oasis, maybe. Bows and Daffodil Delight and Poppy Parade. Yeah, I was even thinking maybe bows in Wild Wheat because I use Wild Wheat as a gold quite a bit. And that'll sort of bring in that goldy colour as well if I go ahead with the bows. but I'm also going to cut some of the gold out in the tinsel type thing. So let's you have lots of colours. Any other colour for the Christmas decorations? What colours do you like on your trees? Got to go onto this. We want something, colours that are going to show up. Maybe just the 3 colours. Maybe we shouldn't be going overboard. We can get too carried away sometimes. Well, I can. Maybe not you. Okay, let's just do a little bit of die cutting. Let's start putting this tree together and see what we come up with. Otherwise, we're just going to go to town and have a wonderful time. Okay, so let me move all my blocks out of the road. Let me get this one out of the road. It's been sitting here for ages. Need a good clean. Let's just move that one right out of the road. Okay, lots of little bits and pieces here to die cut. So let's bring this in. Some of these have already got bows on them. Some of them might need a bow or 2. You just turn this one. Whoops. Some of these dies are getting a little bit small for my big fat fingers. Now, there is 3 of these little dies. So who else has got this stamp set already, this bundle? And have you made anything with it? Oh, good, Deborah. You're my voice of reason, I think. Okay, let's pop those ones there. No, you don't. You don't have it yet? You don't have reason? You don't have a voice of reason? Okay, so let's pop our presents in there. Whoops, one of my little decorations has gone flying already. This is the take a pick tool, I think, is going to become really handy here. Refine it in a little bit. It just went flying across. That's okay. So we may not use all of these. We just okay, there it is. Whoops. That one just wants to move because every time you take this on and off, all the others want to move too. Of course, they're only rectangles, so you probably even could hand cut these to make them a little bit quicker. Oh, there goes another little one flying. It's gone down on the floor somewhere, so I'm not going to go looking for it. So I'm glad we cut a few of each one. Oh, you don't have the bundle as yet. Okay. Is it on your wish list? As I said, the only reason I bought this is I wanted that tag. But after seeing some of the stamps that the cards have been made with this stamp set, I thought, oh no, I've got to get it. So this is the first time playing with it. Besides the tag, I have used the tag in a class. Because there was also some designer series paper that's out too, I think, with presents on it. So there's no reason why you couldn't even use the designer series paper to cut out a lot of these little bits and pieces. Because at the moment these presents are all just one colour. So if you used a designer series paper that had presents on it, then you could cut it out and have probably presents that were, sort of different colours, like wrapping paper normally is. This is the time-consuming bit. It's the intricate die cutting of all the different bits and pieces. It's having the patience to do this, I think, too. Sometimes I've got it, sometimes I don't. Now let's see if I can move the... no, I can't. All of them just moved on me. And I'm not putting any dimensionals under these little bits and pieces. Maybe a couple of the presents, but not the tree bits. Just want to tap that one over. Oh, I'm being pedantic, aren't I? Okay. Well, I've got your fingers crossed that I can put this on and get it through. Oh, no, it moved again. You know we're not going to use all of these, don't you? So we might just make this the last lot we die cut. We'll see how we go. Oh. Let's try third time lucky. I suppose if I put a bit of post-it note over the top, probably hold them all in place a lot better. I had no problems with the first lot I put through. Okay. Let's try it again. Could be that I'm trying to do too many at once too. Yay, we're through. I must have had my tongue sticking out the right side this time. Who else does that? When they're thinking or concentrating, trying to get something right, you stick your tongue out. Okay, I've still got other pieces that we can die cut, but I'm going to start putting some of this together. Otherwise, we're going to be here forever and a day. And I'm sure, like me, you've got other things that you guys want to be doing. Not just sitting here watching me cut out all these bits and pieces. And there is one more thing I need to die cut, and that is, actually there's a couple more things. Okay, let's get this done. some gold foil. We need to pop those on. And we need a star for the top of our tree. Keep putting my plates down and not finding them. And you know, some of the other things you can use to decorate this tree with is some of your brads and not brads, your adhesive back elements. So we may even use some of them. Got a few here that have been discontinued. We can pull some of those out and let's have a look, see what they. Good way to use up some of this. You want to do these little things, use up some of these discontinued bits and pieces. So let's see how we go with that. We might need to cut a few more of those, but I will just cut them now just so then we've got them. Oh, there's a dimensional back. They turn up all over the place. They're all over the house. Everyone's in that boat. Let's pop all these little bits and pieces of dies into one of these so I don't lose them. There's my little bits I lost. There's those little bits. And my star. Now, of course, you don't need to just use gold because I always put silver and gold trim on my trees. Okay. Well, let's start decorating. So we've still yet to put all this together. So let's start by putting actually what I might do is, oh no, I'll use the glue. You could also use your seal, of course, for putting all this together. But I do like the glue because I can move it around and slip it into where I want it to go. So there's that piece there. So that's all together. You found a dimension on the back of your dog the other day. Oh dear. Okay, so I was thinking of popping the tree. Can either go in the middle. Now this piece is going to slip underneath. So that can either go in the middle there or across to one side. Because what sentiment are we going to put on this? Because remember, this is a gift for somebody. I'm not quite sure yet which member. Hoping your home is filled with the spirit of the season. We wish you a Merry Christmas, love and joy. I wonder how big they are, because they're not looking overly big on the cover of that. You know what? I'm going to put the hoping your home is filled with the spirit of the season, because, as I said, my son and his girlfriend have moved into their first home together. This could be their box. Or whether I might, because I want to buy one of the other suites that have got really nice and bright. Whether I do something for them nice and bright, because they are only young'uns, only 20, 22 and 23. Okay, we can pop our sentiment about there. Or actually, probably maybe up the top there. And then we can have all the gifts more coming across this way to balance it out. What do you think? Okay, so if we're going to do that, what colour? We're going to do the sentiment. Now we can do it in black. We can do it in wild wheat. Or we could do it in the mossy meadow. Okay, give me a colour. Up the top to one side. Okay, so what colour are we going to do our sentiment? While I'm adding, find my dimensionals. Add some dimensionals to the back of the tree. Wild wheat, wild wheat, wild wheat. Real red, okay. Who is Facebook user? I haven't got a name for you. Have a look where that is. Might just move that, just see. Sorry, I just want to move that down a little bit. And I'm going to pop some glue on the bottom back of this piece. Okay, so wild wheat was the answer. Winning ink colour. Let me grab wild wheat out. Let's glue out of the road. And don't stamp it upside down. Okay, line that up. I'd love my grid paper to line things up, as long as you've got your stamp also straight. At least you can start off with having, I'm going to do it up the top, but not right up the top. About there. How's that? Oh, excuse me. Now we can too, if we wanted to. They've got another stamp here, which is just couple of little sparkly bits. And thinking either balmy blue or pool party. Let's just have a look. I think the balmy blue. Just to have a little bit of don't need to put too many. We'll have gifts coming out from there. That might be just, don't want to have it in line. Maybe just one more. Just to add a little bit of interest to our background. Maybe need one more just in there so it's not such a blank spot. Okay, so let's bring in these little bits and pieces. I always put my tinsel on first. Who else would put tinsel on first? My mother, when she used to teach Sunday school, had a story when they did family church services, and the Sunday school led it. And there was a little skit that they used to do, or Mum used to do, about decorating a Christmas tree. Oh, I'll have to get it off her so I can remember how it goes. But it was like what you put on the tree and what each piece represented. And whoops. That's what you really don't want to do, isn't it? Is drop glue all over your work. Mustn't be very good, tweezers. It's not really. It's better. Okay. Wanting to stick to my fingers now. You know what I should have done? I should have used the adhesive sheets and die cut these on them. Now I've got glue all over my card, but there is a way of getting some of that glue off. If I use the reverse tweezers, which are somewhere, stick that on top of there for a bit. Where are my reverse tweezers? Oops, that's too much glue. Okay. Definitely the reverse tweezers are a good thing to have with doing this. And a block to add weight. Okay, let's grab, while we're waiting for that to dry, in here somewhere I've got my star. Now, of course, you could use the star elements from A Holy Night if you didn't want to use these as well. So there's lots of alternatives. And again, I probably would have been a lot better off using adhesive back. I have ordered actually the new, have you seen the new designer series paper that they've got? I'm trying to get enough glue into the center of that because I'm only wanting to put a little bit in. And because one of the designer series paper, which is just turn that way. I'm going to put something dimensional, something in there, which is glitter paper, and it's got an adhesive back on it, so that would be perfect for this. You always put the tinsel first, Deborah? Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to go overboard with this tinsel. I would have preferred one of those to be going in the opposite direction, but it didn't quite work that way. My husband loves decorating the Christmas tree. And then, because as I said, we use a lot of his decorations from when he was a kid, but also too, we don't take it down. Comes to early December, early January, I should say, and our tree is still up. And it has been known to be up for nearly 6 months. Decorations will come off, but the tree might not get undecorated, and sometimes it becomes a Valentine's Day tree. It's become an Easter tree. It's just been just a bit of green to have in the house. Okay, so there's that. They're all down reasonably well. Now let's hide some of these little bloops and blunders with some decorations. So I'm just going to put I'm not going to go overboard. I'm just going to put a little dot of glue in a few different places. And then just start dotting some of these little decorations on. Because we still have a few presents to put underneath. Let's see what else we've got here. What other colours? Now, when you cut a whole stack of little bits and pieces like this, and you know you're going to be doing stacks of cards, if you use one of the little cellophane bags and bag up all that you've got left over that you haven't used, and then you've got them ready to go for the next card that you want to do. That way too, or you could sit there in an evening watching TV and doing something like this, and I wanted a different one there, but I've got the same. Oh, that's okay. I'm not worrying about that now. I'm sure the kids wouldn't even see that. might need another yellow one. There. And I'm just going to have a quick look because I know, and this, unfortunately, this is discontinued, but I know I have got these. These are the peacock rhinestones. I think we had them ages and ages ago. But this colour here is our pretty peacock that we've got. So I just want to add a little bit of sparkle to this. And of course, you could use just rhinestones and colour them with your blends to get these different colours. That will work just as well. And all I'm doing is just grabbing a couple of these colours. I think some of these colours still could be current because I think this colour I've got now is it's either granny apple green or the lemon lime twist, I think. It just adds a little bit more sparkle. And hey, we might as well use up some of these discontinued bits and pieces that we have. Just fill in some of these little holes. What do you think? That's gone totally stuck now. Okay. I was just going to try to move that one. And I wonder what else I've got in here because I want to put something on that middle of that. Not trying to get too over carried away. Something in the center of that one, and that was from the last. Now, what did that come out with? That's the gold adhesive swirls. That came out with one of the something was only out for a short while. I can't think now what it was. Okay, so there's that. Let's get some of these. Yeah, we could do like little stacks. So we'd have that on the bottom, that on the top. Now, would we put those on dimensionals or just pile them up like that? So, because that tree's got a lot of height and depth. So I might just stick these. You know what would make this really easy? Because my fingers are getting all gluey and sticky. So what I've just done is cut a little strip, and then I'm going to pop each one on top. Oops. Let's have a bit of glue on that. Okay, so let me just do a few of these. I'm going to chop off those little bits in a minute. It's just need to take a little strip. I'm not going to do this for all of them. Just having a quick look what I've got here that's not cut. And I am going to cheat here and not get the die cut out. I reckon I can cut these a lot quicker. Now this one here should be dry. It's also just giving it a little bit of height as well by putting it on a piece of backing, making that a lot easier to glue down. Put that one there. This one here, I am going to pop a little single dimensional on the back. That one there. Much easier just to cut these, I think. Maybe not that one, maybe. Hope if I took the backing off it. else have we got? Where are some of these other little ones? That one in there. Okay, let's just have a look what other little bits and pieces we've got here. We've got that one. And I think actually we might leave it at that. Don't want them to get too spoilt with lots of presents underneath their tree, do we? So that's that. Probably could add another little stamp in there if we wanted to. You could add a bit more bling on there. Now, the one thing I haven't done on here is left any room for who this box is for. But you could very easily just keep it in your mind, which is there, or in the bottom of it, write their names on it. But look, there you go. Took a little while, but there's my first box done. And as I buy bits and pieces for each person, oops, if I can open this box now, I don't want to touch the top of it because it's still drying. But I can start now putting in these bits and pieces in there, and then so just fill it all up with anything else you might find. So, I mean, I'll probably find some sort of board lollies or something like that to pop in there. I mean, so far it's all pretty girly. So if this is for my son and his girlfriend, I'll find some stuff in for him. Maybe hankies, socks, you know, maybe even a gift card from somewhere where they can buy something for their new unit. But there you go. So I've got now 1 down, another 5 to go. So that's just an idea that you can use for gifting for this Christmas. And I'm on a roll now, so now I know what I'm doing. I'm sure that I'm going to have some fun, and I'm sure that you will also have some fun putting together your Christmas ideas. And please share them. Share them on my site if you want to. If you're not already a member of Keep on Stamping with Michele, put in a thing to join, and add what else you could add or ways you could decorate your Christmas presents. But I think this year I'm really happy. I think I'm on a right track now, something really different to anything my family has received, particularly from me. So have a lovely day. I'm going to go and have some late lunch. And I hope I'll catch you all again next week on Tuesday evening at 7:30. So take care, have a lovely weekend, and stay safe. Bye for now.